What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another video. My name is Nour Trade, and today I bring you another special video, the Sunday Stock Watch List, where we talk about what's going on this week, what we're expecting this week, and some things that we can look forward to, such as earnings, right? So last week we didn't have a video. I was in Cali. You guys will get that vlog. It was a short weekend, nothing much, but you guys will get that vlog very soon. I'm also working on what's that video? Oh, the trading setup that you guys been asking for, especially since I made a switch to Interactive Broker. I'm also using TOS, but I made a switch to Interactive Broker, so you guys will get that setup of the room, and you'll get a setup of basically how I trade with all my monitors and all that good stuff. So the first thing we're going to talk about, of course, is the schedule. You guys have the schedule here. I like to give you guys the schedule so you know what's going on this week, so maybe you don't trade during certain times. Maybe someone speaks, Powell's speaking. When Powell speaks, you know, things get affected, so it might be a smart thing not to trade during special times that you guys have realized, oh, you know, it's affecting my stock differently here. So you guys have a few things. If the picture's not clear enough, you can always go to my Instagram, my trade account, Trade Like Nour. I have a clearer picture there, but it's pretty clear here. You guys can just screenshot this, and then you guys obviously have earnings. Earnings are starting to die down a little bit, right? So the only thing I'm really looking at here is Chewy, if that's how you pronounce it. Chewy, you know, BlackBerry, obviously, Micron, that's MU. Micron's been on an absolute tear. I think it's almost at all-time highs. Their last all-time highs was back in 2000 during the dot-com bubble, or around that area. So Micron's very close to taking that out. I think it was a couple dollars off before we had this crazy sell-off last week, but I have to take a look at that. So you have Micron, you have Chewy that I like looking at. BlackBerry was one of those stocks that squeezed with GameStop and AMC, so that could be something some of you guys look at. But other than that, I don't really see anything that I'm too interested in. You guys, this is a blurry picture because I'm widening it, but if you guys want a clear picture, like I said, go to Trade Like Nour. It's there for you, just screenshot from there. And let's get into the video, right? So first thing we're going to talk about, since we didn't have last week's video to talk about, but here, hold up. Hey Siri, what was the date 2 Sundays ago?
It was Sunday, March 14th, 2021.
March 14th. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so BA was around 270 at the time. Airbnb, we were looking at 220. Yeah, those things are long gone now. 2 weeks later. So first thing we're going to talk about is a smaller stock. This is good for smaller accounts to be looking at. NIO, right? NIO's been struggling. The stock hit a high of $67, $66.99. January 11, 2021. We're currently at 36, but during the previous sell-off, you guys know we had a sell-off about 2-3 weeks ago, right? 2-3 weeks ago, beginning of this month, and the stock hit $32. We're currently at 36. If you guys know what an H is, I've talked about it a few times. An H is basically, well, when people hear the word H or the letter H, they think of the uppercase H, it's the lowercase. So you have the leg right here, and then the roundabout coming back. So you guys can see the resemblance of an H. Search it up. It's a specific pattern that I like looking at. It's showing weakness in the stock, right? So the stock's at 36. It hit a 34 on Friday. The bottom of this H is around $31. So what I'm gonna be looking for is, this stock is obviously been oversold, and it's been selling. Just because it's oversold doesn't mean it can't sell even more. So a lot of people like to buy bounces and basically buy stocks that are oversold, but you know, the stock could keep on going. So what I'm gonna be looking at is this H, right? Well, if we get back down to 31 or $32, I'm going to be looking at this $30 support. So if we get below $30, it can get very ugly from here, and we can start falling very quickly. We also have a gap from 24 down to, you know, $22, a $2 gap on a stock that's 20. You know, if it gets down there, $24, that's a pretty big move. On Friday we finished down $1.81. At one point they were down like $4 maybe. But yeah, under 30 we can start seeing different points like 25, and see this gap from 24 down to 22. So this is something that I'm looking at. The stock's $36, so it's not a Tesla where this might not even happen this week or next week, right? But this is something that I'm looking at. I'll even set an alert here so that I don't forget. just in case. So I'm gonna set an alert. If it happens this week, it happens this week, because you know sell-offs could get aggressive, and I just want to make sure I say it just in case we get down there. Another thing is, let's look at SPY, right? SPY, we had a crazy sell-off. You guys are looking at these specific stocks on Friday, but honestly, the market is pretty much, you know, moving higher here. ES is only 2 points, or SPY is only 2 points from all-time highs. I know you guys like looking at SPY. I look at ES more often. But SPY is at 396, right? And the high was 398. So we're only 2 points away from all-time highs on the S&P 500. So, you know, it's kind of crazy to see stocks like, you know, Tesla, Amazon, all these, you know, growing, or, you know, these big stocks or popular stocks, you know, head lower, even though they finished green on Friday. Tesla didn't, but they finished green on Friday, and, you know, market's moving higher. Usually you see tech stocks ahead. Like I said, in the meantime, you might see a rotation into value stocks for a couple weeks, or even a month or two, before we get back into the tech rotation. So you see SPY at 396. If you look at NQ, you know, we're pretty far on this one. This is tech, the tech. So you guys, I follow NQ, you guys follow QQQ, which is cool. I follow that too. You know, we're at 316. The high was 338. We're definitely further from, SPY is far closer from all-time highs than QQQ, obviously. So tech is definitely struggling. You can see since the beginning of March, where we had that big sell-off, we've really just been consolidating. We had a quick relief rally, not a recovery, relief rally, and then we've just been consolidating from there. As you can see, from 325 in the range of 307, 310, and we've just been staying there. So something to keep an eye on. Either we break to the upside or to the downside here. So things like Tesla, don't judge this chart. Like I said, on the Mac, it's just a whole bunch of lines here. It won't go away. I trade on my PC. Even if I try to clear it multiple times, it does not work. But for example, I'm looking at Tesla, right? You have this uptrend, and if see this uptrend right here, this dashed line, it's gray. You guys can see this line coming up here. Let me just, sorry. Alright, so we have this dashed line going up here at 565. You guys can see this is the uptrend. And this started August 11, 2020, right? So I'm looking to see if we end up breaking this uptrend. If we do end up breaking this uptrend, it'll look like it'll get aggressive. So if we start getting aggressive here, it'll definitely be something where it looks like it won't be coming back for a while. I called this break here when I told you guys if we broke 760 or 770, this was weeks ago on the watch list for Tesla. I said this is definitely bad for the short term, and obviously it's been bad for the short term. We hit a low of 538, I believe, when we had that crazy sell-off. So something I'm looking at is a break below 600, and then I'm definitely looking at this uptrend at 565. This is an automatic uptrend that my algo made. If you guys don't know, my algo has the arrows. It creates patterns for me. It shows me support and resistances, especially for you herbs that don't know how to make resistances and support. So 565 low I'm looking at for Tesla. I'm also looking at the 600 level for the day trade. Yeah, so these are the arrows. It also creates channels for me and all that good stuff during the day. So you won't see them right now, but during the day it'll show me all the resistances, support, patterns, all that good stuff that I like to look at. So Tesla is something I'm looking at, that uptrend. Something else I'm looking at is Amazon, right? If you go to the 1 year, we called this break to the downside on Amazon. It was a clear wedge here, and we tried to make a push here. We had a relief rally because we had a crazy sell-off, and now we're consolidating and falling back below. So this week I'm looking at Amazon below 3,000. We kind of fell below on Friday, a couple points before we had a crazy recovery. This was like a 60-point recovery at the end of the day, from 29.96 to 3,054. I had already walked away. But yeah, Amazon, I'm looking at this under the 3,000 range, and then from there we're gonna look at 29.50, and that low we made the other week was around 28.81. So Amazon, this probably has more of a downward, more of a chance to go down here unless we have a nice recovery around tech. But that's something I'll be looking at. You have the H pattern here as well. Not as not as good looking as the other one, but you guys can see the leg, and then you see the roundabout. We're consolidating here, and then we're looking to come back and test that bottom, right? After every big correction or every big pullback, such as the one at the beginning of this month, you always, in order to be in a healthy recovery for the stocks to come back, you need to test it twice, right? Or test it one more time. So if we hit a low on SPY at 370, for example, I don't remember the specific point, it would be very healthy for SPY to come back after it's recovered to test 370 and bounce from there, creating a double bottom, right? That's very healthy. When the market hits a sharp bottom and then recovers, it's not as healthy as actually coming back down and testing it. And you're like, what? Why would that be healthy? That just brings stocks back to their lows. And that's actually very healthy. Look at every correction, or look at most corrections where we've had some crazy downfalls. You know, we come back, retest it, and then we move higher, right? So that's Amazon. We talked about NIO. We talked about Tesla. And now the only other thing that I'm looking at is Baidu, or Baidu. You guys call it Baidu, right? That's the real name. I say Baidu. Obviously incorrect, but Baidu, this stock has gotten dominated. So if you've been long on this stock hit a high of 311 17 days ago, and now we hit a low of 174 on Friday, and we're trying to recover. So when stocks get extremely oversold, this is over $100 drop, right? This is $140 here. This stock can easily have a sharp rebound, right? And you could see Friday how sharp this rebound was. We hit a low of 174 and we shoot to 210. That's over a 30-point play there to the upside, right? And just because the stock has a relief rally doesn't mean it's recovering, right? There's a difference between a stock recovering versus a relief rally. A relief rally is when a stock has been getting dominated to the downside and it's just been getting slaughtered, where it's just enough is enough and it gets to oversold territory and this thing just rebounds very quickly. It's called a relief rally, and then it consolidates a little bit and then comes back. Until it gets above, you know, the beginning of the drop, for example, until it gets above 311, it's not really a recovery, it's just a relief rally because of how sharp that drop was, right? So Baidu, this is something I'm looking at this week. If this can catch momentum to the upside for the relief rally, since it's been so oversold, it might get some aggressive buyers here at the bottom at 200, 220. So I'm going to be looking at 220 here, and if this gets above, we can probably get a quick a push to, you know, around 236, 240. So Baidu, Tesla, Amazon, and NIO are all on my watch list this week. I'm looking at them very closely, and these are stocks that I'm looking at. So other than that, we have the earnings. We talked about Micron. What else did we talk about? What else did we talk about on the earnings here? Oh, Micron. We talked about Chewy. You know, CarMax is something that moves, and then you have BlackBerry for all the hype beasts in the market, like AMC players and GME. So if you guys enjoyed that video, hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.